Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for another month of Facebook Lives. If you are new, my name is Mona, and I would love you to say hello just in your comments box, just so we can see who our new faces are. And if you are one of our long-time listeners, thanks so much. It's so great to have you joining us again, and thanks for being loyal and joining us every single month. Make sure to say hello as well. So we're going to get straight into it. And this month we are going to revisit permanent care orders. Last year we had our sector forum and we announced something pretty big that's happened to permanent care orders. And there was a new amendment that basically what the biggest change in it is that if you are ever granted a permanent care order, you will continue to receive your carer allowance. Previously in the past, that didn't happen. So when we did announce that on this Facebook Live, we had a huge response to that. We had an influx of response from you guys wanting to know all the details about it, wanting to know when you could apply for one, how you could apply for one, and all that stuff. So we wanted to open up our Facebook Live again to talk about permanent care orders. So if you have got questions about it, if you missed out on last month's video, we'll go through a little bit of the big changes to it, as well as allow you to ask your questions again tonight. So it won't be a long session, but enough for you to be able to ask your questions, write them in the comments box, and I will check them at the end. If there is anything further you wanted to discuss, you can also put into the comments box if you wanted to arrange a time to speak with me. So for those of you who are new, I am our Northern Region advocate. And so if you do want to speak to me about anything in terms of breaches of policy or the Act, or any complex matters you have, then you can arrange a time to speak with me. So it doesn't just have to be about permanent care orders. It can be anything in regards to what you're going through in your journey and anything that you would like assistance with. So if you do need to speak with me or arrange a time to talk with me, just in your comments box, ask me to get in contact with you. Last month we had a couple of guys who just commented in the comments box and said, hey Mona, I'd love to know more about this. Can you give me a call tomorrow? And we do. So please don't be shy to leave your details. Hey Jane, how are you? So very, very good to see you. While I have Jane, I would like to officially announce to everyone that Jane is now part of our care advisory group. So Jane and I had a discussion about this, and our care advisory group had a meeting last week, and I let them know Jane was interested in joining, and so they approved membership. So we're so glad to welcome Jane. She's based out in Katherine. So if you are watching from Katherine, please keep watching our Facebook Live, or keep your eyes peeled out on our Facebook pages. Jane and I are going to be working together to launch some pretty cool stuff in Katherine, get our carers there in Katherine together a bit more. I'm actually there next month, Jane, and anyone else who's watching from Katherine. So I'll be there next month. So if anyone wants to catch up, let me know. I am there on the 25th. So more details about that to come out as well. So Jane, thanks again. I'm so excited for working on the care advisory group with you. Like I said earlier, we're going to kick it straight into permanent care orders. So again, the policy is available on the Territory Families website if you wanted to know more about what we were talking about today, because I am just going to run through some of your top tips. But if you do have more questions, feel free to ask them, and I'll see how much I can help you with that tonight. Hey Brooke, might be the first time that you've joined us live, so thanks so much. Great to have you. So the first one, like I said earlier, the biggest change with the permanent care orders is that you will continue to receive your carer allowance if you are granted a permanent care order. So the only time you can actually express an interest for that is if the child that's placed with you is on a long-term care order until they're 18. It's important to note though that only the CEO can apply for a permanent care order. What your role is to actually express your interest for that you would like to apply for one. So speak to your case manager if you are interested in applying for a permanent care order, just speak to your case manager and let them know that's something that you would like to do and to start to get the process started. If you do, just be aware that if you do get granted a permanent care order, your allowances, your carer allowance, that changes as the allowances changes. So if it does change every year, it'll change as well. You're not just on one set rate and that's it. If again you're granted a permanent care order, you do need to also sign a stat dec every single year to say that the child still lives in your care. Permanent care orders are not recognised in any other state. So if you are granted one and you are wanting to move, you just need to make sure that you're either registering that with a federal court or whichever state you move to, check whether they have a similar court order and transfer the court order to there. Some of the other ones as well is some of the key questions we got is do you need parental consent? No, you don't. It is preferred. But if the parents can't be found, if one parent consents and the other doesn't, you can still continue the process. It's not an absolute, but it does help the process and it is preferred. There is aftercare support still available. So what happens when you are granted permanent care order is that the CEO no longer has anything to do with you and your family, besides you receiving your care allowance every single fortnight. So that means you don't need to ask permission for anything, you don't need to report anything through. They no longer case manage your child. However, aftercare support is still available. So once a child turns 18, the permanent care order ceases, and once it does cease, they have the ability to apply for aftercare support. Just note though that if that is something you think that your child will want to do, or you want to make sure that option is available to them, you've got to make sure that the child must have at least been in care for at least 6 months, the care of the CEO, before being eligible to apply for aftercare support. And also be aware as well that carers can request to become permanent carers for a child who might not be placed with them. So it doesn't necessarily have to be with a child that's in your care. So that's another question that we got a lot as well. Sibling groups, can you apply for permanent care orders for siblings? Yes, you can. So just let your case manager know. So that was the main questions that we got in relation to permanent care orders. Those are the top tips really when thinking them through. What I would do now is, if in relation to permanent care orders, if you do have any questions, we have a couple now, so I'll double check them. But if you would like to ask anything specific to it, please, now's your chance, and I will go through them. Jane has just asked a question. Is there a time frame for getting permission to travel? Is this in relation to permanent care orders, Jane, or is this just the travel, just if you're asking to go somewhere next week? And can you confirm as well whether this is interstate travel, or are you traveling in the Northern Territory, or are you going overseas? So, hi B. So cool to see you here. I think B, that you might be here for the first time joining us live. So it's really great to have you. Thanks so much. So Jane, I recommend at least at minimum giving your case manager 4 weeks notice. That's a very minimum. If you can do longer, then longer is better. If you haven't received a response in 4 weeks, then let us know and we can help you follow that up. If you've gotten any emails from your case manager or the request that you put through, just forward that to me, and I can help you out with that. Otherwise, I can give you a call tomorrow if you want as well and just talk that through with you. But at minimum, 4 weeks notice given to your case manager, and at least, and if you have given 4 weeks notice and it's 4 weeks has passed, then that should have been enough time to at least get a response. I hope that answers your question. How long ago did you put your request through, Jane, for that travel? Hi, Lauren. Thank you for your question. And thanks for joining us. So I don't think I've seen Lauren on here live either before. Lauren, you've asked, can you just, if you wouldn't mind just clarifying your question, you've asked, what are we going to Darwin from Alice Springs? So is that travel? If you need to let someone know if you're traveling from Darwin to Alice Springs? Great. Is this in relation to permanent care orders, or if you just needed to get permission to go from Darwin to Alice Springs? And it's now Jane. If you haven't received a response at all, Jane, we can help you follow that up. If you have, I would usually give it at least 4 weeks to get approval. But if you haven't got any kind of response at all within that 2 weeks, then I'd recommend sending me through the information you do have, and I will help follow that up for you. So Lauren, Lauren has just asked, what does she need to do if traveling from Darwin to Alice Springs? So if you're going for a holiday, you do need to let Territory families know. And you also need to, generally the rule with travel within the Northern Territory, if you're going anywhere within the Northern Territory, you don't have to let them know. But if you're spending somewhere overnight, then you do need to you don't need permission, but you do need to let your case manager know. If you are traveling from Alice Springs, it's most likely that you are going to be spending a couple of nights there. So you definitely should let your case manager know. How soon are you looking to travel? If you're looking to travel, give at least a week to 2 weeks notice for somewhere within the Northern Territory. But if it is something that you're wanting to do, say on the weekend, that's a little bit harder to work with. When are you planning to go down to Alice? My general rule of thumb for anyone who is watching, give 4 weeks notice for any kind of travel that you're doing, whether it's holiday, whether it's moving, whether it's just around the Northern Territory, just going somewhere for camping or anything like that. If you can, give your case manager at least 4 weeks notice. But if you're waiting on a response, then at least if you haven't heard anything whatsoever, if your email or request or your phone call hasn't been responded to within 7 days, then try again. And if you've tried again and they still haven't responded to you, then come to me. So what my role is I will help you follow up. So I will arrange a time to speak with you and just see what has happened. And then if you're comfortable too, then I can contact your case manager and see if I can help that process. Yeah, Lauren, that's fine. That's plenty of time. Just let your case manager know now as soon as possible. And if the more detail you can, if you're needing to book flights or anything like that, just give them as much detail as possible, because it just saves time from going back and forth with the permissions, and that way you can just get your approval and go. So Jane has just said that she's got a very special friend with her, which I actually think is her daughter, who has got the best name I've ever heard of ever, and her name is Annabelle. So Annabelle, if you're watching, I would just like to say hi. Your mum is the best, and I'm really excited to come next month and meet you guys. So Annabelle, if you're free, I'll be there on the 25th. You and Mum should come and meet me, and I will shout you a milkshake or whatever you like. If it's cake or if it's muffin, come see me, and I will, love to meet you both. Oh, that's so awesome, Jane. That's so cute. Tell her to join me every month. Her mum joins me every single month. Hi, Dawn. Thanks for joining us. If nobody has any questions at this time, feel free to keep shooting them through, but I'm just going to run through some of the things that's coming up in September so that everybody knows about it, because it's a big month with lots of things that we're doing for foster carers and kinship carers. So the first one is on the 12th. On the 12th of September, in the Greater Darwin region, we have an event called Stop, Thrive, Revive. So what that is, it's celebrating, it is actually Foster and Kinship Carers Week that week. And we really want to celebrate you guys, and, you know, make sure we're helping and recognizing you in that week for everything that you do. You don't get recognized enough, so we're going to try and celebrate you that whole entire week. And so what's happening in the Greater Darwin region at the Lions Community Centre, from 9 to 11:30, we're just going to have a day where we get to pamper you. So some of the activities we do have is yoga and meditation, massages as well. There'll be facials and cooking classes. So we've got 2 sessions for the cooking classes. There's also an art session for carers and kids. So it is during school hours, but if you are bringing the kids, we've got activities for them as well. There's a surprise group activity. I don't know what the surprise group activity is actually, so I'm really glad I'm going to be there because that sounds really cool. But that's some of the stuff that we will have on the day for you guys. So please come along. You do have to register. So I'm going to get a little bit mum on everyone. We get asked a lot to put events on for carers, and so we do. But then when we ask people to register, nobody does. So guys, we're happy to do all of this stuff for you guys because you deserve it. It's for you, and we want to make sure that we're connecting you guys together. But we really need you guys to register and come along because it means you're there, you're enjoying it. Jane has just said that these kind of events will be in Katherine soon. Yes, it absolutely will. And it'll be led and driven by myself and Jane because we really want to make sure that the same things we're doing here in Darwin, we're doing the exact same stuff in Katherine as well. So you'll be seeing a lot of my face more, and if not, you're going to be seeing our Care Advisory Group member Jane there as well. So that's happening September 12th. And we're also launching a carer parent group in Foster and Kinship Carers Week as well on the 14th. So Martin Harvey is our carer support officer there, and he's holding a morning tea on the 14th from 10 to 11:30 at the Gillen Club. Now I hear Martin has a really special door prize for anyone who registers and goes along. So please, if you're in Alice, please go and meet Martin. He's going to be launching that same day his carer parent group. And what that is an opportunity for carers to meet on a regular basis, either weekly or fortnightly. And you come just to relax. We've got a few... We have a few forums where you can come along and you can ask questions, and you can let us know what your issues are or any challenges you're facing. We do that. We've got training, all that kind of stuff. But the carer parent group, that's specifically for you guys just to come and relax. We will shout you a cuppa, bring along the kids. We'll have activities for the kids as well. And it's just so you can come, have a bit of a breather, have some morning tea on us, get to meet other carers. There's nothing worse, not in just foster caring, in anything that you do, feeling like you're doing it alone. And trust me, if you come along to one of these carer parent groups, you're going to find people who are going through the exact same journey as you, who you can share experiences with, stories with, and know that you're not actually doing this journey alone at all. Some of our carers who have been attending the Darwin carer parent groups are great friends now, would have never have met without these groups. And now they do respite care for each other, they regularly hang out, their kids have regular play dates. And when they need help or anything, they can easily pick up the phone and call one of their friends that they've met from Carer Parent Group. So that's going to be kicking off in Alice Springs. And again, anyone from Alice, if you're watching, go along on the 14th of September to the Gillen Club from 10 to 11:30. Meet Martin and meet other carers as well. So the next couple of events, there's more to come along. is the Foster and Kinship Carers Excellence Awards. So the awards is where we get to collaborate with Territory families to award the Carer of the Year. So the one in Greater Darwin is on the 24th of September from 5 to 6:30, and that's at Crocosaurus Cove. The Excellence Awards in Tennant Creek is on the 24th as well, and that's from 5:30 to 8 o'clock. In Katherine, the Excellence Awards on the 25th from 3 to 4:30. So, Katherine, I'm going to be there for your awards, so I'd love you guys to come along. It'll be great to meet as many of you as possible. And Alice Springs, your Excellence Awards are on the 26th from 6 to 8:30 at Desert Park. Jump onto the Territory Families website to register, or just give us a call at our office and we can help you do that. Give us a call on 1300 030 928. So that is all our September events. So there is a lot coming up. Make sure you're looking on our Facebook page. We have all the information there, so all the registration sites, all the times, it's all on our Facebook page. We also send out a monthly e-news, so it's an electronic newsletter. If you aren't receiving that, please just comment in the comments box and let me know, because I can just jump on and make sure that we're sending it to you. But that comes out every month, and we give you an overview of everything that has happened and everything that is coming up. So it's a great way to stay informed as well. So make sure you let me know if you're not getting that. Brooke has just asked a question. Are there many permanent care orders in place with carers? Brooke, to my knowledge, there aren't at all. But we have, since the new amendments to the current permanent care order policy, we've had a lot of people ask about them and have said that they will be expressing interest with the case managers to apply for one. Jane has just said, sorry, that we've got lots of great male carers too. We really do, Jane. And so we are going to be having some events for, dads and uncles. I know, Alice, that Martin's looking at putting in a barbecue and get some of the guys around. I hear that there's potentially a barber at the foster carer and kinship carers event in Greater Darwin on the 12th of September. So men, if you're watching, come along or let us know if you're interested. But we do have many, many great male carers out there as well. Dawn. Great, Dawn. So, Dawn, you've just mentioned you don't have the e-newsletter. So, great. No worries. I will... are you a member of the Foster and Kinship Carers Association? If so, I'll be able to jump on and make sure that gets sent to you. If not, can you let me know, and I'll arrange a time for Izzy to contact you tomorrow and just talk you through the process of becoming a member with us. Becoming a member with us does not cost you anything, and you actually get a lot of great services from it. So just let me know and I can get that process started for you. You are a member, great. So I will jump onto your profile tomorrow and have that sent to you. We also have them on our website. So if you want to go look back at any of the old ones, you can find that on our website. We also put the link up to the e-news on our Facebook page as well, so you can find them there as well. Julie has just asked if there is anywhere online where we can see the new details on the permanent care orders. Yes, Julie, if you go onto the Territory Families website, they will have all the policies there. In our description box, after this, we'll actually have a link that will take you directly to the Territory Families website where you can find those policies too. If you have trouble finding it though, just private message me or our Facebook page, or give us a call at the office and I can send some copies through to you as well. So I'm just going to run through, guys, and see if I do have any more questions, which doesn't look like. Lauren, you've just asked a question about someone being a young carer. If you can just confirm that, if that's something that you want my help with. It doesn't look like we currently have any more questions. So, if there are no more questions, I'd love everyone to do a couple of things for me, and this will really help for more people to see these videos. So firstly, after this, make sure you like this video. What happens when you like this video is it'll actually subscribe you to see and get a notification anytime I do these live videos. I do these live videos every month on the last Wednesday of the month from 6:30 to 7. But make sure you like it anyway, just as a great reminder. And also like our Facebook page. So that's another way to get a notification. If you like our Facebook page, it'll pop up every time I go live. We also have reminders that come out as well that tells you when I'm about to go live, so that way you don't miss out on it. The third thing I would like you all to do is to share this video. Because what happens is chances are there are people in your lives who are carers or who are interested in becoming foster carers and have all these questions and aren't too sure who to go to for it. By sharing this page, you never know who might be watching it, who might be able to get some information from these videos, or might then be able to find out who they can contact to ask all their questions to. So please make sure you're sharing them and letting all your friends know. But again, we're here every single month on the last Wednesday of every month. Jane, thanks again for coming and joining every month. I don't remember if you've ever missed one. I don't think you ever have. So I just really want to thank you. And Annabelle, good night. And Thomas, good night. Thanks so much, guys, for joining. I'll see you guys next month. Have the best night. And for everyone else, thanks so much for joining us for another month. Thank you so much for your questions. I love getting your questions. Even after this video ends, if you still have more, you're more than welcome to continue writing them in the comments box because I will still be able to see them. Otherwise, you can email them to us at info@fkca.org.au. Our contact number is in the description box as well, 1300 030 928. But yes, it's been great speaking to you guys all again another month. So I will see you next month, and I will see some of you at our foster care events hopefully over the next couple of weeks. Have a great night, everyone. See you later.